Good afternoon, YouTube's man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Wrestling Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, I hadn't done too much wrestling talk lately. I think my last thing I did where I talked about Jordan Grace and my interview with Misty Marks, and stuff I'm talking about that's going on with where, but I hadn't done too much videos on wrestling as often. But you know, I'm just like I said, I don't watch it much like I used to. I do watch it on YouTube, like Title Match. Title Match is one of these it's a YouTube channel. It's also has its own website where they do a lot of they do a good bit a lot of content on women in wrestling. They do guys in wrestling. Even they show interviews. Like I've seen interviews with guys like Greg Valentine, the Godfather. Some old wrestlers of videos interviews with Roddy Piper and those guys back in the day. And I'm welcome out of that. That's really what most of my wrestlers. There's a lot of independent stuff because it's hard to get the name brand companies because they do copyright. So the independents, the smaller companies who are just they're more willing to go on title match, so without really charging too much. So anyway, my man, the coach, a couple of days ago dropped some information that I just heard, and I was hearing this that there was talks about WWE looking for new investors. As you know, WWE is one of the biggest wrestling organizations. It's been around for many years. It was originally ran by Jack. Um, was it Jack McMahon? Was it Jack? What is Vince's father's real name is? I forgot. He was ran by him, and then Vince took over after Jack passed away or he retired, whichever one happened to him. And for a good long time was WWF, and up to around about the mid '90s. No. I think the mid 2000s, it changed names from WWF to WWE because what happened was there was another company. It was this a company that had it was like a animals activism company, and they had an issue uh to with the use of name because it's copyright. But in fact, I think that WWF was around before that WWF. I don't know what happened. So WWF became WWE. They had a big thing to kick the F off out, and and it's pretty cool. Right here we have here is what's this? Lover. These two greedy pigs teaming up to is a recipe for the poor getting poor. Ah, yes, and drop to him. Anyway, this is what he's talking about. Just recently, I think it's probably been going around for a good while. Uh, Vince McMahon, who is the chairman of the board of WF, or sorry, WWE, has announced there's going to be a merger between him and Dana White, who is the head of the UFC. Now, I do a lot of content about UFC because I'm a big fan of mixed martial arts. In the last few years, I've really been following the sport. Like I said again, I mostly do a lot of content on the women because hey, the guys get enough attention. Women don't barely get any attention. So anyway, my man coach, he dropped this yesterday, and I saw this, and I just thought I didn't think it was real. So I saw his he did commentary. He talked about it, and then I said, "Come on, this can't be real. This can't be real." So what I did was I popped onto Google, put in a search, and it's real. You know, and we had him in KO the Wonder. Let's get ready to rumble. That's Michael Buffer. That's boxer. But Michael Buffer used to do some announcing at WWE for a while. I think a couple of WrestleManias years ago. Michael Buffer is one of the most popular ring announcers around. Him and his brother Bruce. Bruce works for UFC. And he does it's time. That's his thing. My man, he likes Bruce because he dresses in the crazy jackets, and he's a pimp. But KL, I know you don't know much about wrestling, but if you want to come on, come on. Just I seen your link if you're interested. But this is the story it's gone, and I'm gonna show you what it's about, and I'm gonna read it to you. It's gonna be a long read, but look at this. Okay, Endeavor announces UFC and WE to form a 20 billion global live sports and entertainment company. 21 billion. That's a lot of money. What can a brother do with 20? I couldn't spend that much money in my lifetime. If I do a lot of charities and stuff, still couldn't have enough. I would love it if I had that 21 billion. That's more money that I think Jake would get. I could probably sponsor some female bodybuilders. I can even put some shows together. I may reach out into Wings of Strength, and I can put maybe 100 to 200 million to them, and they that still wouldn't crack too much. Think about it. If I can donate 200 million to Wings of Strength, say, okay, use this money to promote shows, promote women's bodybuilding, really expand. You know, that's why. Yeah, I would love it. But I was a nice guy, and it's not me for so. Okay, Beverly Hills and Stanford, Connecticut, as you know, Titan Sports, which is what WWE is, it was the parent company of WWE, is out of Connecticut. Okay, Endeavor Group Holdings Inc. and World Wrestling Federations Inc. Now Endeavor runs UFC. It used to be Zuffa, but as you remember, they sold out because when they went over to ESPN, and today announced that they have signed a definite agreement to form a new publicly listed company consisting of two iconic global sports, whatever I can, and entertainment brands, UFC and WWE. Upon close, Endeavor will hold at least 51% controlling interest, meaning they're the one with the most money. Because I think the UFC is like over nearly a 13 billion corporation, $13 billion corporation. Interested in new company, and existing WWE shareholders will hold 49% in the new company, 49%. Together, UFC WWE will have a global reach, impressive scale, and what's that one? Omni-channel distribution on a combined 2022 fiscal year. In base, UFC and WWE achieved a revenue of 2.4 billion and a 10% annual revenue growth rate since 2019. This is a rare opportunity to create a global live sports entertainment pure play built for where industry is headed, said Ariel Emanuel, CEO of Endeavor. For decades, Vince and his team have demonstrated an incredible track record of innovation and shareholder value creation. And we are confident that Endeavor can deliver significant additional value for stockholders by bringing UFC and WWE together. Given the incredible work that Ari and Endeavor has done to grow the UFC brand, nearly doubling the revenue over the past 7 years, and the immersed of success we've already had in parenting with the team of number of ventures, I believe that this is without a doubt the best outcome for our shareholders and our stakeholders. And said Vincent K. McMahon, is the executive chairman of WB. Vincent, Mr. I would say Vince. They continued together. We will be a 21 billion live sports and entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than a billion people with exciting growth opportunity. The new company will be well positioned to maximize the value of our combined media rights, hence sponsorship, monetization, deliver new forms of content, and pursue other strategic mergers and acquisitions to further bolster our strong stable of brands. I, along with the current WE management team, look forward to working closely with Ari and the Endeavor and UFC teams to the business to be the next level. The new company will be led by Emmanuel, Chief. It's going to be Ari Emanuel, Chief Executive Officer, who is he's CEO, continuing his role as CEO, of Endeavor, McMahon, executive chairman of the board, and Mark Shapiro, who will be president and chief operating. That's called COO of both Endeavor and the new company. Dana White will continue his role as president of UFC, and Nick Khan will serve in the president of WWE. The board of directors will consist of 11 members who will be appointed at the later date. 6 of them will be appointed by Endeavor, and 5 of whom by WWE. So together UFC. So there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah. This is long. I'm not gonna go through all of this because I know y'all not interested for all this stuff. And this is like that's why I call this thing uh you know uh uh you know you know no, I'm not gonna read the whole article, KLA. No, that was the thing that other day with that was Jen's thing, and I let him run his thing. But this is mine. I'm not gonna read the whole article. But the base of it, Ross, if you look at it, the base of it is that you know, WWE and UFC are two brands that are coming together, and yeah, I can say they're very popular. But like Coach, I'm wondering how is this gonna affect UFC. UFC has been one of the top, MMA, organizations, and it's just how is this going to affect it in the future? I mean, it's just crazy, And here, man, Raheem Hamilton says Endeavor brought WE more than what Vince was asking for. Whoa, that's a lot of money. I mean, I think one thing is because WWE is being kind of falling. And it's funny now. You remember that one long ago, Vince was buying out a lot of his competitors. He bought out. It was like almost, I want to say like about almost 20 years ago when he bought out WCW and ECW. And he was so tough that Impact started really falling off. Impact was at one point. Impact used to be kind of a threat. We see. He said it won't affect USC. You mean UFC? And it said also UFC will be its own brand. Yeah, I don't know. Even though Vince only has like barely 50%, I don't know. But maybe it might. Maybe here's the thing: it might affect the WWE. As you know, quite a few There's a couple of WWE wrestlers who have a past with the UFC and Dana White. First off, Ronda Rousey. Second off, Brock Lesnar. Brock. He was with WWE first when he started his career, then left and went off and he started his MMA career. He was with WC. He was at UFC for quite a long time. He was a champion. I think he was a heavyweight champion for quite a bit. And then eventually he moved on after he had some struggles. I think especially after he got sick and then USADA came in. USADA came in, it kind of pushed him out because he can't take the shit he used to take. So he had to get out. Here it goes. Yeah, the only reason why WCW was bought up by Vince because of the AOL Time Warner merger. AOL didn't see any value in wrestling. Oh yeah, okay. Because remember that originally ESPN and WCW was owned by Ted Turner. And Ted Turner, he just I think Ted Turner would do a lot of charity stuff. That's why I remember her, and I think that's one reason why he sold it out. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't like watch wrestling like that. And I think when they was going with WCW is kind of falling off. That whole yeah. Ted Turner never owned ESPN. He did because ESPN. Because remember ESPN used to be under Turner was under the Turner Network back in the day. Because they were they were originally in Atlanta. ESPN was bought by Disney in '96. Yeah, it was. But Turner did own it before then. He earned it before then, Raheem, because I remember that. Because I remember this guy who worked for You know, I was certain. I'm okay. I'll go with you saying, but I'm certain that Ted Turner earned ESPN. He had to earn it because somebody owned it, or he was a partner because But Ted did own WCW, and ESPN South was in Connecticut, but South, you know, it was South. Well, it doesn't mean he might he Ted Turner had business everywhere. He was Ted Turner being there. He wherever he can get a business done. And also they had offices in Atlanta too. Raheem. So he may not have owned it. He might have been a partner. But Ted Turner's hand was in it because but Turner Productions, big productions. But just because he was in Connecticut doesn't mean that he may not own it. He had a partnership in it. You know. Yeah, Ted Turner bought NWA and changed his zips. Yeah, I remember because it was the Crockett family that owned NWA and became WCW. And the biggest stars were Ric Flair, Sting, you had Lex Luger, you had a couple other guys here and there. But after some of those guys left and went into WF for a minute. Rick did. He came back. A couple of guys went and came back. But it's it was some guys now for a good long time. For a good long time, Sting stick with WCW all the way. But but when he when it folded, I think he went to Impact for a minute. And then he had that he was there for he was at WWE for just a minute. And that's something I thought I'd never see. Sting go over to WWE, work for Vince McMahon. But now he's over at AEW. But I was always wanted. This is something I always wanted to see, like Shawn Michaels and Sting. Because I remember actually this was a few years ago. My mom used to watch. I used to I remember mom used to watch the what's it the CMN was basically it was a religious channel. I was flipping through the channel one day. My mom used to watch every now and then, but she stopped watching because she didn't like certain people on there. And I was watching. It was one of the religious channels I was watching, and I saw Sting and Shawn Michaels sitting together having conversations about religion. They were having like a very, very religious conversation, and this is something I thought I'd never see. HB Gay, and I should call him HB Gay. My homeboy used to hate me calling him HB Gay. He's HBK and the Stinger talking to you. Just I wouldn't think I would ever see. I know they cross paths because a lot of these wrestlers starting these little small organizations, they build themselves up and they cross paths. We probably ride the road sing together. But to see them two together, I would love to see them wrestle during their careers on like television. You're probably gonna find some stuff like maybe some record or something wrestling in together or wrestling against each other, but it's so rare. Here's a man say, George, your new name is Brainiac instead of Joker. Now I don't like Brainiac. Even though Batman has next to Spider-Man, Batman has the best villains gallery. No matter what it says, Batman has the best villains gallery, and Joker's one of the best. He's on top of it. But just like I said, it's really kind of fell off for me for like WWE after the when Rock and Stone Cold they left. Because Stone Cold, Rock was doing his movie thing. Stone Cold was on his way out because he was doing through that medical issue. Remember, ever since that time he got power drive by Bret Hart by accident. He still was having some issues. He still had issues, especially with his back. So he had to get out. So he had to retire. So Rock was getting his movie career blowing up. So he didn't use the Rock anymore. He used to use it for some of his movies. Like he used the name Rock. The Rock, or he's Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but not just Dwayne Johnson. He says I stopped watching wrestling in the late '90s, and I was thinking about the time the end of the Attitude Era. I think around about 2000s to like about I would say it kind of died out around about 99, maybe around about 2000. Actually, 2000 to it just was just surviving off of people like John Cena and Triple H. But anyway, back to the situation. Now, I saw this. This was posted by Mick Foley. And Mick Foley, a.k.a. Mankind, a.k.a. Do Love, a.k.a. Cactus Jack. He posted this on his social media. And this is crazy. He posted. And I follow Mick Foley. I mean, I even read his book when a few years ago. A friend of mine had his book, and I read it. It was a great book. It was one of his. It was that book that really got a lot of attention, stuff like that. And this is a picture of Vince. I mean, he says this man sells WE after years of failing to obtain photos of Spider-Man. Oh my God. McMahon, he is crazy. You and he looks like like a J. Jonah Jameson or somebody. I mean, where's my picture of Spider-Man, Parker? It's just crazy. What the hell you doing? This man like about 80 years old. He's doing like the Ronald Reagan. You remember Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan was he died this year. Ronald Reagan was something. He was in his, I think in his about his 70s when he became president. And he had gray hair, but he dyed that hair because he was a good actor. Better actor than Trump was. But this is crazy how he looks now. And this is like I said, the big question is, even though this, like Raheem says that there's not too much, there's not gonna be too much control of from Vince McMahon. But Vince, he can't sit back. He's been a boss for so long. He can't sit back. Even though you said that him and Dana don't really like each other, but there's some little respect. And Dana White, he really pulls from guys like Vince McMahon and Donald Trump. He reads their playbook. And to me, I just I just, like I said, I don't know. I'm kind of indecision. I know some people are concerned that coming together of WCW and UFC. I mean WWE and UFC. Will it affect? Truthfully, will it affect? Now, Raheem says no. I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. It was a while back. Somebody was, I think, Kobe Coleman's last fight. He played Kurt Angle's old theme music when he came out. The dun 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 dun. And I think a lot of wrestlers really, followed a lot of these MMA fighters really followed. Like, remember, Ronda Rousey, she named herself Rowdy Ronda Rousey after Roddy Piper. She's a big fan of his. And when he passed, she dedicated her when he died at the time, her last match, she dedicated to him. And like I said, a lot of MMA fighters have gone to wrestle, like Shannon Baszler, Ronda Rousey. You just saw Valerie Loretta, who's now under her new name. I think it's Lola. What's the face? I forgot the name of it. It's just he looks handsome. Yeah. Pause. I'm joking. I'm not saying anything, KL. That's you. If you're into that, hey, I'm not gonna. There's nothing wrong with it. That's how the sign fell. You remember? But yeah, it's just crazy. This old man try to, hey, back in the day, Vince would look like a beast, but Vince was popping that, those magic pills and getting bigger. You don't get that size just because of just working out. You got to put a little more something to it. But here's it says Ronda roused me. Nah, she never really aroused me like that. But it'd be funny something like this. And if they do, that's my brothers came in, and I'm bringing them in. Yo, yeah, just in time for the scene of the crime.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, can you hear
Oh,
me?
hi. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, brother. Just in time for the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello.
I'm here.
How you feeling?
To be honest, I feel much more better if I have a permanent home. Now that's when I'll actually
Yeah.
feel much more better.
Yeah, as you know, my brother here, XA, he's been going through some hardships right now. He lost his home about a week or so ago. Right now, he's staying in a motel. He's trying to find something permanent. He's also looking for a job. But anybody out there, if you're interested in helping XA, I'm going to put his Cash App in the description, and also I'll put his GoFundMe, not in the description, in the comment section. If you want to make a donation to him, It's much appreciated. But right now, we got here a man who's also like myself a wrestling fan, and
Mhm.
I want to get his thoughts on this merger of bad meet evil.
Oh, the whole thing with the WWE being bought by Endeavor.
Yep.
Well, um, first of all, Vince McMahon looked like a damn fool with that damn mustache and that dyed haircut.
He looks like he said like Nick Foley said he looks like he should be Parker. Where's my picture of Spider Man? You know what? He looks like he should be tying old ladies on a railroad track.
Right. It looks like he just glued that damn mustache on that damn face of his.
He look like he should be like trying to swindle old women out of their houses and kicking out widows and orphans.
But from what I was doing my research, because like I said, I usually don't watch WWE that much anymore because I lost a lot of interest in it. But
Hmm.
I did my research when the WWE got bought by Endeavor. Um, I heard after WrestleMania that Vince McMahon was in the what's that word, George? The he was controlling the script again,
Oh
creativity
yeah, cause
again.
oh my God, yeah, he was making a mess. Like you saw that Snoop Dogg was there, and he did the rock bottom on the Miz.
Yes, but not only that, a lot of people were saying that he was the reason why that WrestleMania Night 2 was a disaster. Because a lot of people
Oh
were
God.
saying WrestleMania 1 was good, but they said WrestleMania Night 2 was bad. And also, like I said, I was doing my research. A lot of people were saying that the Raw after WrestleMania was the worst Raw ever because, like I said, they said that Brock Lesnar was a fan favorite, with the cowboy shit. But I guess at the last minute, Vince McMahon changed the script, and now they had Brock Lesnar become a heel, and he attacked Cody Rhodes, and that tells me right there that they're ready to bury Cody Rhodes yet again because you remember Cody Rhodes came from AEW because of money issues with Tony Khan. And like I said, the whole thing was to bring back Cody Rhodes back into the WWE so he could fill his dream of becoming WWE champion. But like I said, with now that Vince McMahon is in control and that Roman Reigns is the top dog, like I said, Roman Reigns is not gonna lose that belt probably until at least the next WrestleMania because they pushing that thing where basically they want Roman Reigns to hit 1,000 days as the Universal Champion, because like I said, Roman Reigns is he's the moneymaker, and that's why they did not have him drop the belts to Cody Rhodes because, like I said, he's the top dog. He's the one that brings in the money, for the WWE. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of people wanted Cody Rhodes to be champion, but like I said, WWE is a business. You know what I mean? They have to follow the money. And like I said, Roman Reigns is the money guy. Because when you look at it, if you give the belts to Cody Rhodes, yeah, it'll be part of his legacy that he became the WWE champion. But at the same time, though, with him as the WWE champion, would he bring in the money? You know what I mean? You understand what
Hmm.
I'm saying, George?
Yeah, it's like how Hulk Hogan back in the day was champion for such a long time because he was popular, he was a money man, he was getting movies or stuff done. You're gonna stick with the money, or how it was like when it had used to be how it was the championship was going back and forth between The Rock and Stone Cold because those
Hmm.
two was the money guys. We got here, my man KL. He says, hey, what's up, man? You good? He's a shout out to you, XA. He's also telling you, hold your head up, brother. In your life, we all go through some hardships. And he also saying, easy said than done. Yeah, yeah, I said that. Yeah, it's yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. Shout out to my KL the Wanderer. Yeah, it's just you know, Roman Reigns is technically also he's a legacy wrestler too. He's
Hmm.
cousins with The Rock. He's I think great nephew or great grandson of Pia Maivia, Chief Maivia, because I believe he,
Uh,
if he, if him and
Well,
Rock the cousins.
I know that he's the cousin of The Rock. I know that, and then
Uh-huh.
and don't forget there's the Samoan family as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yokozuna, Umaga, and
Yokozuna,
all the
Jimmy Snuka and all that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's part of that's pretty much. He's pretty much part of the Uzo brothers are the sons of Wakishi, and that's his cousin too. It's
Hmm.
just it's all big family. He's technically like you know that Cody is the son of the American Dream, the brother of Dustin Rhodes. He's part of a legacy, but I think with Roman, he's part of a bigger legacy.
And yeah, like I said, that's the reason why they pushing him. You know what I mean? Because Roman Reigns has a much more bigger legacy than Cody Rhodes. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's
Hmm.
why, like I said, like I said, that's why they're pushing that thing for Roman Reigns to hold the Universal titles to a thousand days. You know what I mean? Even though he already broke the record for holding the Universal title for that long, but that's the milestone that the WWE is trying to go with Roman Reigns. So that's why, like I said, you're not going to see Roman lose that belt anytime soon to possibly like WrestleMania until at least like next year. Because when you look at it right now, um, who on the current roster right now can carry the WWE? If you look at it,
Yeah, because guys like John Cena, they're gone. Rock,
yep.
he's doing the movies thing, and he can fight his kin. That's his kin, pretty much. And Stone Cold, well, he came back a while back in a fight against Kevin Owens, and Stone Cold just he's not the Stone Cold of old because he had at least he had issues from when he got power drive by Bret Hart, and that's the reason why he had to retire. It's just that you just you just gotta go with who's popular. I don't know if anybody else has enough strength and popularity to hold it. Brock Lesnar, and they try to make him a heel again. Brock. He like I said, he's not that young. But that thing is also, I think, one reason is that I believe it's because the back. Him had a relationship with Dana White. Him and Ronda. I think that might have been something that was like maybe a back door for Vince to get into.
For Brock.
Yeah, because
Mm.
he's still cool with Dana. Remember a while back he came on and he got in the face of DC and he
Yeah, I remember
pushed it.
that.
Yeah, let's talk about him maybe coming back, but he can't come back because USADA. USADA, they are serious. You can't hey
I don't like I said. I don't think Brock wants to go back to the UFC. Like I said, he can make much more money, you know, in the WWE. Like I said, just for appearing for like 20 minutes, Brock could at least make 1 million. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
to be honest though, he don't need the UFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the UFC might need him. But you know how it is. A lot of fans will, if you see him just come on there and jump into the octagon with somebody DC, that would just get people say, "Hey, Brock might be coming back." He'll be excited. But I think one people like coaches, coach talking about how his theory was that they might do like this. Imagine if they do a bras and panties match in the UFC.
I don't
you know,
know, but I don't know, but from what I've been hearing though, like I'll say this though, you got to pay attention to some of these matches now because,
hmm
like I said, now that they merged together, you know, like I said, the UFC might just go with who bring in the most money. So, like I said, there's a possibility that they might, start scripting some of these matches, because they would probably want, the popular guy as champion. That's why I told Coach that don't be surprised if Michael Chandler take a dive to Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor bring in the most money. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna have to see where they go with right now. But like I said, that is what I've been thinking in my mind. Like I said, since they now merging together, since they're now scripted, they're gonna need the money. And like I said, Conor McGregor, like I said, he brings in the money. So like I said, don't be surprised if Michael Chandler, does a deep dive into Conor McGregor because like I said, Conor McGregor is still that big star. And like I say, they're gonna need the money.
Yeah, I don't want to see Frosty Lucky Charms. No way. He needs to go ahead and retire. He's one dimensional. I understand it's about the money, but the fact is, people, even though they like Connor, he's just not good for the sport anymore. The stuff he's been doing outside of it, like beating up, fighting DJs, beating up old men. The stuff he's doing. I know, guys, because he's like, I'm the like, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of Farsi Lucky Charms. I just, he got his leg broke. I say, you're done, son. He needs to go ahead and move on. They're gonna try to maybe push another match between and him and Dustin Poirier. We don't want to see that. No one wants to see that shit. No, no, take that someplace else.
Yeah, man. We just gonna have to see, man.
Yeah, and
But
also,
I also heard that I saw it in my news feed that like I said, they might cut Triple H because you know
what
how
the
he's in control of the Presbyterian, so they might cut him. That's what
what
I've been
the
that's what I've been
fuck?
hearing.
He's been the one who's keeping the WWE on
Interesting.
yeah, because the fact is being he's one of the guys who's been in the back. He's been with the organization for a long time. He knows and understands what the wrestlers need to do and what the people want to see. Like I said, I'm not a big game fan, but I do like the guys. When him and Shawn Michaels were DX, you know, and they're doing the you could suck it and all that. That was it was so cool because you remember they had DX in WWE. You had the NWO over in WCW. Remember that time when we went over to an event I think WCW and W in the same town. You had
Yeah, they
Sean.
want to invade
Yeah,
so-called invade WCW.
yeah, they were on the tank. You had China, you had Road Dog, you had Mr. Ass, they all Gary, they was like, let my PP go. I mean, it was funny entertaining. That was still a bit of the attitude era. But if you let somebody go who understands not just the business end of the stuff, but also understand what the people want to see, what the wrestlers need to do, who's been an insider, both sides, being in the boardroom and being in the wrestling wing, you're just gonna mess it up. Vince is out of touch. Vince is almost 80 years old. He's out of touch. It's not like when his dad, who was pretty much what I heard is a racist. That's why a lot of black and Vince, he don't give up to like. Remember, Kofi Kingston was champion for a good bit. Then he lost it to Brock. That's
In
fucked up.
10 seconds. I was pissed when I saw that shit.
That was I mean I said that was just effed up. I mean Kobe
They
was in there.
squashed him in 10 seconds. So that pretty much tells us that him winning the belt was nothing.
Mm-hmm. And I see some stuff in the New Day. They post some stuff. Basically, when they had Big E and Xavier and Kobe all together, they were using crazy stuff. And it's pretty cool. It's just you know, and now like I said, you see more some MMA wrestlers coming over. Like a while back, I remember Cyborg was talking to a wrestler by the name of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa used to be the champion over AEW before she gave the title because from what I heard, she's not a very good sport, and whatever else. And she was thinking about coming to wrestling. And you have Ronda, you have Shannon Baszler, you have Brock Lesnar, and now you have Valerie Loretta. I have to stay with Valerie because she's very attractive. I mean, I would love to see her come. It'd be something like have a bar pains match between Valerie Loretta and Mackenzie Dern.
Not in this era. Like I said, not in this era of wrestling, my friend.
I know it'd be something to see because I'm not a big Mackenzie Dern, but that girl is thick as they're both, both of them thick as a motherfucker. I mean, I would love to see. Yeah, that'd be a great sight to see, because there's an organization called LFC. Have you ever heard of it? And I know you're on YouTube. You've probably seen some stuff here and there. And they do lingerie fighting championships. And they do pretty much they do like MMA and wrestling cross. And that may be the concern that it might turn, especially if they get in bed with WWE, even though that Endeavor still has controlling interests. We know how Vince is. He's not gonna just sit back and play, old man sitting in a rocking chair and just collecting his money. He wants to always have his hand in something.
Hey George, you remember the pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble, right?
Which one? There's been so many. I don't like I said, I don't, like back in the day or
No, just well, because like I said, you remember the Royal Rumble, right? When the guy
yeah.
like wins the Royal Rumble and that gives him the spot to win the main event
Attack.
WrestleMania, right? I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, like when the guys win the Royal Rumble, they always go and win the belt at the WrestleMania, and they
Hmm.
get pushed, right?
Hmm.
I noticed with the current wrestling today, like guys who win the Royal Rumble and they go with main event WrestleMania, and they end up losing it, man. And that just pretty
Hmm.
much shows that their Royal Rumble win is pretty much meaningless because, like I said, with today's wrestling, they are trying to push that who can make the most money. You know what I mean? But they're not pushing that who could be like the newest star because that's the whole point of the Royal Rumble is for you
Hmm.
to win the Royal Rumble, for you to headline WrestleMania, win the belt, and they could push you as the next star. But I just didn't notice that with the current wrestling that these guys who win the Royal Rumble and they just end up losing at the WrestleMania, man. Because
Hmm.
like I said, I used to love watching the Royal Rumble, man. And then,
Hmm.
like I said, you see the guy, he goes and headline WrestleMania, and then he wins the big match, and then that's when they push him. But like I said, I've been noticed it with the current wrestlers now when they win the Royal Rumble, they just end up just losing WrestleMania, and just made that whole Royal Rumble thing when be like really pointless, man.
Yeah, because like, or like, remember King of the Ring was also one of the popular events. It's just basically because remember it was created because you had that the King Harley race, and then he got the idea for King of the Ring, from that, and those are like from WWE was Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, WrestleMania, and what was the other big SummerSlam with the big pay per views.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, there was big pay per views back in the day. You had these other little pay per views, but those are big pay per views. Remember in WCW, it was Starcade, Bash at the Beach, and Halloween Havoc were the big pay per views in WCW. And like I said, Impact, I used to watch it when it was TNA, a bit, but then it fell off. And then one thing you're doing was you're having women fighting for the titles. Like I said, I've done interviews with ladies who wrestle who do intergender matches, but just to me, when it comes to Impact, now we remember, WCW and WWE used to do it, like people with China and Midnight and those, them. And I would love to have seen them cross over, but the whole thing with the situation with Vince, he wasn't gonna bring in this big black woman who's gonna be probably a threat to China. But it's just that's why Impact's kind of fallen off. Like I saw, I did like one wrestler I talk about is Jordan Grace. She just made her bodybuilding debut last weekend, and she lost the title to Mickey James. I mean, you agree on this? That shouldn't have happened. Even though I
No,
like Mickey James, you don't give up your title to to somebody who's on the alcohol. I don't know if he's been able to do that because Jordan's going to start her bodybuilding career, and she needed more time to focus and prep. I can as a fan of bodybuilding, I can understand that part, but it's just it doesn't make sense to me. And then you had that Tessa Blanchard win the title, and then they do quite a bit of intergender stuff. I'm not too big a fan of it because WWE stopped doing it a long time because the fact was they felt like it's more, especially we have young kids who are fans. They don't want to see the idea of woman can beat a man.
like I said, they got away with it in the early '90s, which was okay. But when you see it nowadays, it just doesn't look right. That's just me.
Hmm. Yeah, it's mostly done a lot of independents who do a lot, but AEW don't do it. They don't do it. WWE stopped doing it. It's just mostly these small independent companies that do it. But what do you think with this? Will do you think AEW have a chance, or they feel like it's gonna? We will see more of their wrestlers going back to WWF or going to WF.
Um, be honest though, like I said, I don't even watch AEW. Um, I said it plenty of times on my channel that I lost a lot of interest in AEW when they what's his name when they started bringing in a lot of ex old bust up WWE guys because like I said, AEW was actually, be honest, Joes, they were actually doing pretty good in the beginning because they had these unknown guys who could wrestle. And the thing that AEW should have done was build these guys up slowly alongside with the company so people could see these guys. But see, the thing is though, AEW took that shortcut, right? Where, oh, let's just bring in these old washed up WWE guys and let them overshadow our talent, and so we could just bring in the top dollars. Like I said, if AEW had taken their time with the unknown guys and build them up slowly, they could have been big stars. But now, when you look at it, who are AEW's biggest stars? Sting. What's the other dude? Chris Jericho, Daniel
Uh,
Bryan,
Diane Bright,
Cas-
yeah.
Casario. Those are like old
Johnny
washed up
Moxley.
WWE guys. Johnny Moxley. Those are like old washed up guys. You know, what I mean, it took like I said, it took what? What's that dude's name? I think it's MJF. It took him what 2 years for him to become the AEW champion. Like I said, he should have been champion from the beginning. They could build him up because if I remember correctly, MJF, he's pretty good on the mic. He could wrestle too, and he has charisma too. And that should have been the guy that they were pushing. But like I said, they gave the belt to John Moxley. They gave the belt to fucking what's his name, Chris Jericho. You know, just trying to make a quick come up with the company. But like I said, they should have taken their time with the current guys that they had, and slowly built them up, man. That's why, like I said, that's why I lost a lot of interest with AEW, man. I just didn't like that whole shit. They just keep bringing in
Oh,
these old washed up guys, man. It was just very frustrating, man. And not
oh,
then top it off that too. The thing too with AEW is that they should have just been their own company and stopped taking shots at WWE. Because, like I said, let's be real honest, George. Um, AEW will never be a worldwide like the WWE. AEW
no.
should just remain their own company, just do their thing and just build up their company. But like I said, they keep taking aims at WWE. You have Tony Khan, who is the manager, the owner. He's fighting with people on fucking Twitter. Like I said, man, he should just be working on his own thing and stop worrying about what's outside his wrestling company, man. That's why, like I said, I just don't like AEW anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, only reason I pay attention to is like Jade Cargill. I like Jade Cargill. I think she's attractive. She's got an amazing body. She's right now. She's kind of they try to push her like the female version of Goldberg. Remember Goldberg? Well, before he lost, he was like I think he was like 70 something and old before he lost. And it's just Sting is 60 something years. He got to be 60 years old because even the
That's the thing.
Undertaker
His ass
retired.
is still wrestling. He's still wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, and I know Jericho, he's not the same Jericho he used to be. He's spending more time traveling with his band. That's what he should focus on, doing the little band thing. Brian Danielson, I don't know why I keep pushing him. And just the rest of the guys, it's AEW is coming to Bellator of wrestling. You know how a lot of these old wrestlers jump from you get kicked from the UFC or retire or whatever they go up to Bellator. Like remember when Rampage went over there and I think Ryan Bader and Kat
Machida,
Zingano and oh yeah, Machido, Leo
Chael
Machido and I think
Chael
didn't
Sonnen,
Chael Sonnen, can't
Tito
forget,
Ortiz.
can't forget Lady Leslie Peacemaker Smith, Cyborg. No offense to Cyborg, but yeah, it's just Bellator could have been a better company if just really grow and push their younger, more active competitors. You know, but it's sad about AEW. I mean, there could be something good. I don't really watch it. Like I said, any other time I might if I see because I follow Jay Cargill on social media. I followed Thunder Rosa. She used to wrestle over there. Then what I heard about her, you know, they really pushed her out because the fact was that she had an injury, but also she wasn't, a very good sport. Because I watched a video where somebody showed where she supposed to done a slam, but she didn't. She just can't do it right, and she ain't supposed to kick out, but she did kick out. You know how they script those things. She was a part of the script, even though she still kind of works with them in a way. She has her own corporation, Mission Pro, which is an all women's corporation for promotion. But still, you understand. It's just, it's just stuff you find out about some of these wrestlers that you follow.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. I hear you. But
Yeah.
like I said, man, we're gonna see what's next with this whole WWE being bought by Endeavor. Like I said, man, You already, like I said, you already saw the first step on the night after WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Because like I
Mm.
said, see that, like I said, that the whole script was changed by not by Triple H, excuse me, by Vince McMahon at the
Good
last
man.
minute. Yeah, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. You know what I mean?
And
Um,
like, yeah, like Vince, he just he's stuck in his ways. He don't understand things. Time is changing. He has to move on. Hulk Hogan is like about 70 years old. All the other wrestlers that were there are either dead and retired. You know, and he just and you should try to push the wrestlers who have the skills, the charisma, the ability, not just looks. Charlotte Flair lost her title to that chick from Britain. And
Britt Riley is her name, I believe. The
yeah, I
Gothic
figured,
chick.
yeah, the goth chick. Before she wasn't a goth chick. She just they changed her look. She changed her look over the career. She dyed her hair because she was a blonde. She dyed her hair dark. Now she's hanging out with Rey Mysterio's son. I mean, I just, and it just, I don't know. They wanted Tessa Blanchard to come over there, but she has attitude problems and stuff like that. That would have been great. Think about it. Tessa, Charlotte, whoever they can get together can be the new Horsemen. That would have resurrect a legacy, group. I mean, I would love to send that, but Charlotte and I don't think Charlotte and Tessa don't really get along, so that's why they didn't have it. And, only wrestler I do watch is stuff I watch here on YouTube, and also I watch a show called Wow. It's Women's of Wrestling. It's kind of like a throwback to Glow. I used to watch that. I don't know if you remember that show. I know you're a young buck. I don't know if you remember it or not. It used to be a show. Used to come on. Used to come on Saturday mornings after regular wrestling, wrestling. It was kind of like came on after cartoons and after wrestling. Used to come on Saturdays, and it was ran by Jackie Onassis. Not Jackie Onassis. Sorry, right. Jackie Stallone, Sly's mother, and the guy who runs it now used to work with her. He used to be the producer. Also, he was the ring announcer, David McLean. And AJ, CM Punk's wife, she's over there. She's an executive producer. Also, she works the mic. It's kind of fun to watch because it kind of be like a throwback to the old Glow show, the old Glow, and it's like they have little skits and stuff like that, a little entertaining, some good stories. It's fun to watch. You see wrestlers from you know like from other organizations come on there from the independents. They go by other names, but I recognize them. And one thing about AEW and Impact, they do allow these other wrestlers to wrestle in other organizations. Sasha Banks, her name is Monet, whatever it is now. She goes to Japan and wrestles. She comes over to AEW wrestle. That's one thing. It gives them an opportunity to just they won't be stuck in just one organization. But we at WWE, we have to wrestle there. You can't go anywhere place else.
My brother Rashid Hamilton in the comments said he said MJF is not good on the mic. Brother, I actually disagree with that because if he's not that good on the mic, they would never gave him the belt. That's real honest truth. Because we've seen wrestlers who are very good, who are very good in the ring, but they can't talk. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you can't talk on the mic, they're not gonna give you the belt. So
Yeah.
I actually kind of
Well,
disagree on that, man, my brother.
they say they gave CM Punk the belt to CM Punk. See,
Well,
he
because
almost hadn't wrestled.
CM Punk can talk on the mic, and he can
Yeah,
wrestle as well.
yeah. Like I said, he didn't wrestle for I think you remember he had a failed attempt at MMA. It's funny.
Well,
Remember they
like I
fought.
said, there's the reason why. I bet you know this wrestler, Shelton Benjamin, good wrestler,
Uh-huh.
very good wrestler. But the reason why the WWE never like put the world title on him because what was holding him back, George?
Being black.
Not just only that he's being black, is that he couldn't talk on the mic.
Oh,
Because like I
okay.
said, he had the looks, he had the talent, he had everything. But the one thing that was holding him back was that Shelton Benjamin was not good on the mic. Because
Uh-huh.
like I said, I believe when Shelton Benjamin dyed his hair blonde, that would have been the perfect opportunity for him to put the belt on him. But like I said, the thing that was holding him back was that he was not
He
good
had
on
no
the
mic
mic.
skills.
And he had no mic skills. And like I said, when you become the world heavy champion, you have to learn how to sell. You gotta have to learn how to speak on the mic. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And Shelton just never had that, and that's why they kept him and the mid card road. You know what I mean? So that's why,
Hmm.
like I said, for you to be like world champion, you got to have the mic skill. That's why that's like the most important part in wrestling as well. And also, you got to wrestle as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, this makes guys like that usually like reason why some people say reason why Scott Hall, Razor Ramon never became champion because even though he was decent, plus he had issues with alcoholism. That's why he never
Yeah.
got became heavyweight type, but that's why he became Intercontinental Copper for a long time. My man Raheem saying Tony Khan's father needs to take his money from his son. Yeah, yeah, rich Arab. Also, Sting is over 60. Truthfully, he is 60 because I remember when he was with WCW, NWA, he was in his 20s. And that's nearly 40 years ago. Yeah, so he's 60. And also, Raheem says they are not in. They are not. Is Jay Gargia like Goldberg? Because when Goldberg was on his run, he was gunned for the heavyweight champion. TNA belt is not the women's title belt. But like I said, that's how people are saying Jay Cargill because she's going undefeated. I'm not saying she is Goldberg, but she has that Goldberg thing where they try to push in AEW. They try to AEW has a little bit also WCW to it too. You know,
Female Goldberg. That's what you
you
meant
know,
said.
George.
Female
Yeah,
Goldberg.
Georgia mean that she died cell. Wait, I don't know what we say. And it says George, you mean she didn't sell her matches? That's the thing is, yeah. But yeah, she is kind of like that's what they try to push the kind of female Goldberg, you know, and it's with a little bit of the crossing Goldberg with Beyonce. That's what they're trying to push with Jade Cargill. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I agree, man.
yeah,
Um,
uh, yeah. It is also right. He says Vince is not stuck in his ways. He's kind of some ways. If he's going and taking and redoing the script, Raheem, he is stuck in his
he is
ways.
the problem. Vince
Yes.
is the problem. Did you not
See,
see what happened when he stepped away for a couple months? The WWE
y-
was doing good. They
yeah.
were doing so good. So he is the problem. He has always been the problem. Like I say, if
Hmm.
you keep changing the script at the last minute, you are the problem. And then you
Yeah.
keep pushing the same guys over and over, like Brock Lesnar. What is it? I know that he's supposed to boy Roman Reigns, and you're not like giving like new guys like the spotlight. Yeah, he is the problem.
Yeah, because you know what, you keep pulling this in. He's also saying that this Georgia ratings was dying. Yeah, but they were dying as bad when Triple H and Stephanie was in control. They were trying to keep it afloat. They knew if Vince comes back, he's going to do the same shit. He's going to push people like Brock. He's going to push people like Roman Reigns. He's not going to push the guys who who have the talent, and who have the skills as much. Because he's just gonna say, "I'm just stick with this." I know, Roman's a meal ticket. I understand that. Brock is kind of not that same vanilla gorilla like he was back in the day. Brock is getting in his. I think he's in his 40s now. I think he's in his mid 40s. If not close to 50. And he's not this big bad dude that came in like he was about 20 years ago. He is getting older, and it's just that it's got to push on from that. You know.
So the brother said that Triple H was running both Raw and SmackDown into the ground. I disagree with that, man, because when he took over, WWE was actually doing pretty good. They were doing pretty good under Triple H. So I
Hmm.
actually kind of disagree with that, brother, man.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Like he says, George, are you talking about Glow, not Wow? I'm talking about both of them because the guy, David McClain, he used to work with Glow, but now he's running Wow, and Wow is also run by Jimmy Buss, and that's the daughter of Jerry Buss. And that's big money. You got the Buss money behind you. That's big money. Also, Raheem is saying, you know, their wrestlers did not have the characters that look and plays to huge part. That's also, but they could have pushed it and said, Jeannie Buss owns and runs Wow, not Stone's mother. I know that. I know Jeannie Buss owns Wow and not Stone's mother. But I remember Glow was ran by Jackie Stallone. If you remember, you know, Raheem is just one of these guys. He's a shit starter, so don't pay too much shit. But yeah, if Triple H, like I said again, who understands about being, being, especially being married to Stephanie McMahon, the business of the sport. Also, being that he's been traveling so many long years, he's been on the road, here and there. Remember, remember he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He supposed to be this aristocrat, this rich kid. Then he changed his style. He became the game. Then he became the king of all kings. His look and style has changed over the years, and he understands that you have to adapt to what the people want. Like during the pandemic, when
Hey,
people couldn't
George,
go,
can you bring up Rasheen's Hamilton's comment?
what is okay? This one here. He says
Yeah.
AEW TV deal will not be renewed by Warner Discovery. The ratings are so low. Damn.
Oh
You know.
wow.
Ooh. So that means they probably might have to look for somebody to want to show them. I would say, well, Spike TV's gone. It's now Paramount.
But
Mm.
I think what network are they on? Is it which one they on?
TBS, TBS and TNT.
Oh, okay.
So, ooh,
Wow.
they might have to do like, Impact. Go someplace like, I think Impact's under Access TV. You might have to find one of these small little cable channels that's still popular cable channel, like something like Fuse, or maybe I'm trying to think of, you know, see, we all know that Fox owns WWE. Let's see. Um, Maybe Fuse, because that's owned by Puff Daddy. You might be interested in it, or I'm trying to think of somebody. It's gonna be on these one of these cable channels that you have to buy the whole gold package to see. You know,
Well, like I said,
um,
Tony Khan wants to be on a big network.
hmm
But like I
but
said, if your ratings are low, I mean,
he
you know
says,
what I mean?
yeah, he says also, Mr. Perfect had it all, but he was a mid carder. And I think also, Mr. Perfect also had issues also. Also, it's not about color; it's knowing your pecking order. Yeah, but sometimes also color can affect too, Raheem. I answer the pecking order too, but also color can be also affect too. Coco Beware had it all, but he had a mid card to know his place. Yeah, I noticed that too. But sometimes, some wrestlers, there's also a little bit of pressure. Like, I think like Bobby Lashley, you know, he had a great look to him, good talent to him. You think he's a mid carder, or was he more? He just didn't push him enough.
I think that he could have been the big thing, but like I said, the thing that was holding him back, and like I said in '06, was that he couldn't talk on the mic. And like I said, around that time, his wrestling skills were okay. But like I said, when Bobby Lashley came back into the WWE, you could see that he corrected all that while he was in TNA. Because when
Hmm
he was in TNA, he worked on his mic skills and he worked on his wrestling, and that was the reason why when the WWE brought him back and they made him the champion, they made him the WWE champion. You know what I mean?
hmm Yeah, and then, he did pretty good. I think he when him one point him Brock was there about the same time. It kind of it was. I don't remember if they wrestled each other. Did they? I try to remember if they did.
Um, did they wrestle each other?
I don't think so.
Maybe a house show,
Or something like
maybe
that,
a
yeah,
house
or
show.
a dark show. I mean, you've been something to see.
Maybe it was a house show. But
Hmm
I'll say this though, they were supposed to wrestle back in like I believe it was what '06, but I believe that was the year that Brock Lesnar left. Brock
hmm
Lesnar left May, so
hmm
like I said, that's why you got the Brock Lesnar and the Bobby Lashley feud late. But like I said,
hmm
they was supposed to fight like way before man. But like I said, Brock Lesnar left, to MMA.
Yeah, that would be something great, especially in early careers. Being how the vanilla gorilla versus the chocolate gorilla. You can call it that, or it's just two big. The irresistible forces come together. That'd be something somebody should have been doing. I don't know. Like I said, you went off here. It said I seen when he stepped away and the ratings sucked. He's talking about Bobby Lashley. Also says the ratings on Raw and SmackDown were down, and and it was
Wait, after
bad.
was it Rashad Hamilton? Was that recent? Is that the recent Raw and SmackDown you're talking about under Triple H, or is it under Vince?
Could be either way. Might be on the Vince more than it's Triple H. He says,
Because like I said, if it's under Vince, then yeah, I would agree that the ratings for Raw and SmackDown are bad. But if it's under Triple H, I disagree because, like I said, when Triple H was in control, he was actually listening to the fans. He was actually pushing the superstar that actually deserved the push. You know what I mean?
hmm he also said this says he's pushing people like them because the rest don't have the talent or the skills like you all think. Okay, I understand that. And also he says Johnny Gorgon has no mic skills. He is small and with no charters
Character.
or character. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just you remember. I think I don't know who was his idea because when the pandemic hit, you couldn't go to wrestling events, and a lot of organizations just had events like REach had all events with no people. Impact had events with no people. But what WWE did was they put in those TV screens in the audience, so the audience can be. It's kind of like you had an audience actually there, but you just had people looking. Quite a few of these talk shows, and I think was it talk shows and game shows. I think I remember the show with Wayne Brady. They would have people just you know you know doing stuff from the audience. Now they still doing it now because I don't know, but I think that was whoever's idea was that it was kind of a way to maybe have a presence in at WWE because they can afford it. Other organizations couldn't afford to do it. But WWE can afford to head up the deep pockets.
I think you got cut off, George.
What? You sure?
Yeah, you got cut off. You were saying something.
Wait a minute. Let me check something. I should be. Hello? Can you hear me? Yo, Exit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm here.
Okay. It's sometimes a thing with this with StreamYard. I might need to switch to
Yeah.
another
Pull up
platform.
Rocky Hamilton's tech.
Okay, he says, wait, I'm a shit starter. I give my input. He said, yes, I want. Hey, Rahi, this is my channel. If I feel like I want to be a villain and bust your balls, that's my prerogative. Don't take it personally, brother. I'm just
Hamilton, see
playing with
what
you.
you got him doing? See what you got him start doing now with that Joker shit?
I know, XA. I love anarchy. I love gasoline and dynamite. And sometimes I love it when I bring anarchy and chaos. XA, I was out. If you follow, you can go check on, in my
Yeah, I
community
saw it,
section.
George. I saw it. Somebody had
Yeah,
the painting of the joke. I seen it.
yeah. I just when
That
I
was pretty
saw it,
cool though.
yeah. I know, man. I had to take a picture of that. I had to take a picture of that. If I didn't, I'd be wrong. I had to take a picture. I posted. I got it. I posted my Facebook channel. I posted on my Facebook. It's on here. I got my IG. I might post it on my Twitter. I'm not my Twitter. My TikTok later. I thought about that. But yeah, I'm talking about. What he says is Fox doesn't own WE. Fox has television deal with WE. Okay. Oh yeah, they have television deal. Okay, yeah, okay. There used to be they had a television deal. One point, remember, WE was on UPN for a minute, or was with CW UPN whatever before that, and they were bouncing around because remember the contract ended with USA. They jumped over to Spike for a good bit, then went back to USA. Spike had TNA, but then they dropped it, and now another network has TNA, Impact, as you want to call it, and it's just wrestling. Like I said, it's bouncing around. Like I said, it's not Spike anymore; it's Paramount Network. So if like this
I
with
don't even know what the hell. I don't even know what fucking network TNA's on or whatever the hell is on anymore.
it's on Access, AXIS TV. That's where
What the
sometimes
hell is that?
it's like a well, that's where sometimes I think LFA does some of their matches. It used to do. I forget. I used to have it on my cable, but when I changed my package, it dropped it. It's like one of these kind of it does actions and movies and so TV shows and stuff like that. I somebody else. I think Invicta comes on there every now and then too when they have their um their matches. Yeah, but like I said,
It's sad. It's sad. It's like I said, it's sad when you look back at uh uh TNA, man, when they first blew up. They were what they were on pay-per-view. They were the big thing. They got
Mhm.
Spike TV. They lose the Spike deal. And then, like I said, they brought in Hogan, which to me, like I said, Hogan was the nail in the coffin for fucking TNA. Like I said, they went on to another network called Destination America. Nobody didn't know what the fuck that channel was. I believe
Mhm.
they went to Pop Network, and then they went to some
I,
other
I, think,
network. They
I think
didn't
Sugar
last that
Pop. That's
long,
what I
man.
call it. Yeah, that used to be TV Guide Network. Yeah, and also Raheem saying um, they wrestled at Crown Jewel. I never heard that one. Also, he says they
Oh no,
wrestled
that's
each
that's the
other.
Crown Jewel. The Crown Jewel is the fucking the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
They wrestled each other last year, and it was not an house show. And then he
You was
also
talking
says,
earlier.
yeah, he said Brock left W 2004 to play the NFL. Why?
Right, I remember that because I guess I remember the whole segment. It was right after WrestleMania when Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? And like I said, Stone Cold came in, he F5, he F5. No, he stunned. I'm getting all messed up. Sorry. He
So that's all
stunned
right.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he stunned him, and then like I said, Stone Cold ends up stunning Goldberg as well because they both went on to leave the company after WrestleMania. I remember that. And
And
he
he's
said it
saying
under Triple
this.
H.
He said under Triple H.
I
I told you.
disagreed, man. Come on, man. I
I told
disagree
you you're a
with
shit
that
starter.
shit, man. I disagree with that, man. Like I said, man, I felt like the WWE was doing a lot better under Triple H, man. And like I said, when now that like I said, Vince McMahon is controlled of creativity again, man, he's gonna fuck up the company, man. He's
Yeah,
gonna fuck it up. That's why, like I said, that's why with that whole allegation where they had to push him out for a while. Like I said, they was doing so good under Triple H, man.
yeah. But some people have their thoughts and opinions of that. Well, like I said, I don't really watch WWE like that. I glance every now and then. One lady who I follow as wrestlers, that's uh, Roxanne Perez. She's now, used to be called Roxy. She had a little accident a while back. I hope she's doing well. I'm a fan of hers. I think, I hate they not use her real name instead of using her old wrestler name, Roxy. I used to like that. She was, cute. She's still young, cute girl, great. Maybe might see her up against her and Valerie Roy in a match sometime soon because I think like Valerie Roy is still working on her stuff. They got her one of the off-brand companies where they build you up, because I think they have a company. I think it's OVW, I believe it is, and it's their one of their off the book companies to use to help develop wrestlers not ready just yet. NXT is just for a gateway for these up and coming ones, but they have other organizations where it's off the books. You don't put it on television, but you get to wrestle and see how you do and if you really develop that, then they eventually bring you to NXT, and then eventually they recruit you to either SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah, that's the whole
Hmm.
thing of NXT. You're like in the development to see where they're gonna put you. But like I said, I don't watch NXT. Like I said, George, I just to be honest, like I said, I don't watch wrestling that much. I just
Hmm.
don't watch it. I can't sit through it anymore because I used to before, man. I used to love wrestling growing up, man. I used to sit there in front of the TV with my old man, and I used to hate it when my old man used to do this to me. Like I said, when it's like 9 o'clock, he tells me to go to bed, and I used to argue with my old man. I said, I don't want to go to bed because I wanted to watch the wrestling, but at that time, man, we had to, go to bed early because we had to get up for school, man. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
hated that. When wrestling
I
always comes on at night, man. He's like, "Oh, James, time to go to bed." You know what I mean? Yeah, I used to sit up there crying and shit because I want to watch the wrestling with him. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he's the one who, because my father's the one who got me into the wrestling. You know what I mean? And
well, I was
that's
with
why
me.
like I said, that's why I love wrestling. That's why I love wrestling up until uh to me, I'll pretty much say this, George, that to me, wrestling died like around like the Attitude Era, but I was still watching. But then when it got up to like around like 2000, like I'll say this: when they started to push John Cena, right, as the top guy, that's when I lost a little interest. But then when it got up to like 2010, 2011, 2012, I completely just said, "Nah, man, I can't watch WWE like I used to anymore," because you could clearly see they would just keep pushing John Cena down our throat. He's like this Superman. Nobody can beat him. He could beat the whole locker room. I was like, man, this is not wrestling. Why ain't even fucking with this shit anymore? And like I said,
Yeah.
nowadays I just can't watch it because I don't know who the fuck is on there. I mean, the only guy I probably know is like maybe like Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. That's about it. But if you tell me to name the other superstars, I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, because I like I said, other than like Roman, Brock, Kofi Kingston, Edge is back. Edge supposed to be gone because I remember I was watching Edge. He was on a TV show called Vikings, and I used to watch that Vikings. He used to be on the History Channel. So they moved it to stream it to one of the streaming channels, and I just hated when they moved that. I used to love watching that show. Vikings. It was a great show. I used to watch it like Wednesday nights. And I like you, I grew up, being that my older brother, my younger brother, me and my nephews used to love watch wrestling. And I got mad when somebody said wrestling was fake. Now, especially out of my mom, I got mad. I didn't like to hear that wrestling is fake. Because, as a kid, you used to watch Hulk Hogan say, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. And people see the Macho Man. This guy on IG, he takes little cuts from Macho Man's promos where he's talking about, I got a new guy who takes you in chalupas, a cup of coffee, and yeah, oh yeah. I used to love that as a kid, and it was just fun to watch. These guys were like living versions of cartoons, and it used to come on when we were coming up. Wrestling must have came on for us. Like we lived in the country, we used to catch it like Saturday mornings, like Saturday afternoons after the cartoons go off. Like I was talking about, Glow used to come on, NWA. Used to remember that WWF used to have a thing called used to come on Saturday Night Main Events, and this was like the night before WrestleMania. It used to come on our local NBC network, our Channel 6. We used to watch that. Then we moved into town, and then we got cable. And me and my brothers, my nephews used to watch WCW. Remember back in the day, WCW used to come on at 8 o'clock, and WWE,
Yep.
and WWF used to come on at 9 o'clock. And suddenly we're
Nine
switching back
o'clock.
and forth back to sports, and it was just like, Stone Cold. My mother made me a quilt with Stone Cold. I said material was Stone Cold. My nephew got it, and I never got it back. I had a Goldberg T-shirt. I mean, I just love watching West Coast. It's so fun to watch. But then, like I said, it started really falling off, and just started. I still one thing that still cuts me, like, you remember when Booker T was cutting that promo and said, "Hogan, we come for you, nigga."
Yeah, I remember that.
And you know how dark Hulk was. He looked a little bit, but he had comments. So we know. And I'm not a big fan of Hulk much anymore after what he said. Hey, come on, man. Just because your daughter's working with, your daughter's working in the music industry, she's gonna work around a lot of black people, and especially if she's attracted to a man. And, hey, that's her business. You may not like it, but hey, that's her. She's a young girl in a business. She may prefer a certain type of man, but that's, you may not like it, but that's nothing you concern, you know. But it's just how I feel. I just feel like that. Really, those days of when you used to, get up and watch wrestling, it's just gone, And what they have now is just something that this generation doesn't watch. You can keep that, Like I said, most of my wrestling I watch is more, I watch more of the women wrestling, especially independent stuff, especially on YouTube. Slip up on, and it's just kind of just sad, you know. But this
Like
is,
I
I
said,
think,
you just don't have the lust. You don't have the lust for it no more.
yeah, but like I said, in the last few years, it really has blown up for the women. And I mean, back in the day, it was the only people I could think of, maybe Medusa, Sister Sherry, Rock and Robin, Fabulous Moolah, But now it's really, I think this is, you have Charlotte Flair, you have, you know, Natalia Neihart, you have. These generation female wrestlers coming up. The Rock's daughter, she's wrestling. She's falling. She's falling. She's gonna be a fourth generation wrestler. You know, it's really has spanned the last few years.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just, but like I said, this deal, I don't know. Like I said, is even though that Endeavor is going to have 51% control and only 59 cent to 49 cent to WWE. Vince is going to still try to get his hand in something. He can't help himself. He can't sell it. He's not gonna sit by and just say, "I'm just collect the money and just keep my mouth shut." He's not gonna do that. He's gonna, I know, he's gonna probably go and getting Dana White's ear every now and then, say, "Hey Dana, why don't we have Kobe Covington bring the chair and hit Kamal over the head, or we can have a broad panties match between Chelsea Dion and Amanda Nunes." Ew.
Hey, you know what, George? I saw this in my news feed, right?
Yeah.
Right. Alexander Volkanovski and Robert Whitaker. Since, like I said, WWE has now merged with the what's his name, the UFC. I saw them those two in cosplay of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. I was like, oh shit, man, it already
You,
started. And like I
you,
said, man,
you,
don't be surprised. Don't be
you,
surprised when you see the UFC guys in the ring in the WWE, man,
and you remember
crossing back and forth, man.
a lot of like the big talk about the girl from Louisiana doing the can't see me thing against the girl in Iowa. A lot of wrestling has influenced people outside of sports. A lot of guys admire, and especially football players, basketball players, they admired guys like Ric Flair. You know, guys admired guys like Hulk Hogan, guys like Stone Cold. I mean, if you get that feed, XA, shoot it to me later. I might like to watch it. Just if you get that feed, I would like to watch that. It'd be something funny to see. But it's just wrestling has, even though it's sports entertainment, it has influenced a lot of people outside of the sports. You remember when Mike Tyson was hanging out with XDX and he was over there. He originally was supposed to be a referee in a fight years ago, but then he lost to Buster Douglas, and Buster Douglas got that spot as a referee. And for I forgot who the fight was. It was it who was it? Was it Hulk Hogan and Macho Man? I can't remember. It's been a long so long ago. And a lot of like Muhammad Ali referee fights. You have celebrities. You remember the time when Arnold Schwarzenegger was there and he knocked out Triple H. I mean, you haven't crossed the celebrities, and just like I said, just saw Snoop Dogg, rock bottom the Miz. I mean, it just, it's that one thing was kind of corny. I don't know. I just, Snoop Dogg, you're 57 years old, you jumping on ropes. Remember when Des Rodman was over there, him and Carl Malone in WCW.
Hey George, I pasted in the chat for you to
All
see
right.
it.
Well, I might look at it later. You gotta be careful. You how copyright things. And YouTube is always like this shit or
Right,
something.
you
That's
know, YouTube.
yeah, it's always this shit. They can't let a black man have nothing. Can't let anybody have nothing. That's why I don't get monetized. Cause plus, I live on Social Security, and you might fix my Social Security. That's why I don't want to get monetized. I just just make my
Oh
videos.
shit, you're not monetized?
No, no, I'm not monetized.
Oh shit, I thought you were.
No, I know. I looked at the thing and said, I was talking to somebody. I said, you know what? I gotta be careful because you know what? If if I don't know if they like follow my taxes, especially the government. If they follow any kind of money you get, especially if it's like it's just that's why I had to get monetized. So I gotta just gotta be careful because I live on Social Security, and any kind of income can affect it. So I gotta be careful what So I can't be monetized because I did. I think I got my over my 4,000 watch hours and stuff like that. But I said, nah. I think I just stay as I is. And plus, I don't know how much you get in monetization. You may not get too much. So but Yeah, but
Hey,
you
I don't
know,
know, man. Because I don't know because they won't monetize me. So to be honest, I don't even care anymore.
hmm that's why I said, I just do this because I like to do it. I like having fun. I love making my content. Especially I talk about, like saying, just one of my favorite wrestlers, just Jordan Grace. She just did a bodybuilding debut. I love talking about that. Just I know Bianca Belair, Belair. I say her name. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm South. Sometimes some
What
words.
did she? What did she on the heavy side?
Who,
Jordan
Bianca?
Grace?
Jordan, yeah,
No, no, not
Jordan Grace.
Bianca. No, no, no,
Oh,
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, yeah, she was a thickum. She used to be her and another wrestler by the name of LaFisto called himself PAWG, which is Pogs, but which is fat ass white girls, and she was thick. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah,
she
because I
lost.
saw her picture. I saw the picture, the recent one of her. I said, I thought she was on the like the heavy side. I was like, what happened to her? You know what I
Well,
mean? But
she does
like I said, it's
powerlifting.
her body. It's her body. She can do
Mm,
whatever she wants, man.
Yeah,
You know what I
she
mean?
been she been doing powerlifting like for a long time, and and she wanted to do bodybuilding. She just made a debut. She just won in her regional show, which was over last weekend. Was the Tri City Classic. She won for novice, won her class, and won overall. That means she's qualified for nationals. Which if she does national shows, she can become a IVF pro. She just got to pick what show she want to do for nationals. There's like quite a few national shows. Like there's the national championship. There's the USA's, the junior nationals USA's. She can possibly do North Americans, whichever show is within her, and she's still wrestling and competing. So, but right now, I think she's gonna need time to really get back into wrestling because when you do bodybuilding, it really can be a tax on your physique. And people don't understand, female bodybuilders in general are at their weakest when they are shredded and because they have low amount of fluid. They are almost next to dehydration, as bodybuilders. But yeah, but we're just gonna see what's gonna happen with this new merger. Will Vince try to influence the UFC? Would UFC influence the WWE? We will see. We probably might see. Most definitely knowing that they have a relationship with Dana White, we might see Brock and most definitely Ronda maybe cross over every now and then because they have a history. Ronda Rousey was the first UFC Women's Champion. She was the reason why I think you remember Dana. He didn't like the idea of women in mixed martial arts, but because of Ronda, you know, but he still drops the ball on women in mixed martial arts. So one thing, he's not growing the 145 division. He's not recruiting new fighters for 135, which was the division that started it all for the women. That's why I talk about this. Like I think especially after what he did to his wife. I'm surprised to let him, because if it was anybody else, XA, they would have been rolled out in the rails. He probably I'm surprised he done like Vince did. Stay low for the next year or so, and don't come back to later. Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby could have run the show, and need to bring somebody. I think like there's some women who we talked about how there's some women who have been victims of abuse, who are inmate fighters who say they just don't feel comfortable about Dana. They could have brought in Shannon Nabb and let her take over the women's division. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not.
No, no,
They're not, my friend.
no. Yeah, it would make more sense. You should take lay low because hey, dude, we actually saw you slap your wife, and if like you heard that guy Jonathan Majors, the guy who plays Kane in the MCU, he was gonna have to fight his girlfriend. He didn't hit her, she hit him, and he called the police, but they arrested him, and now everybody's on his back. But you never. It's always a double standard when it comes to us. Like with the situation with the girl and the can't see me thing at the and this is the most tension that women's basketball has. I just talked about this earlier this morning. This is the most intention women's basketball has in the last whenever ever. Well, that's it. It's probably the sad part of it is this is grown adults doing this, not children, grown ass men who don't know how to just say, hey, just because they're mad because their weight height lost. That's all that is.
Yep. And I have no problem with the sister doing that hand gesture. I have no problem with her doing it.
And the girl who did it to, she had a problem either do it either. Because she understands. These are two young women who understand, and these are grown ass man who. It's sad that these grown ass man can't handle even grown ass people. Even I talk about even the president's wife. She telling, hey, let's invite both of them. No, you don't invite the losers. You invite the winners. You don't reward losers anything. You lost. You know, like how people want to say talk about Tay Santos. He lost. I see people say like, she didn't beat her. I mean, she lost. So why give a concession? Concession, like people always saying the thing, like moral wins. What's that? Moral, what's that? Moral victories. Moral victories don't mean shit. It's not a victory. It's some people say just to make somebody else feel good.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But like I said, brother, we're gonna see more down the line with this whole UFC and the WWE merge. Like I said, you're gonna probably see UFC fighters, being in the WWE ring, and like I say, you're gonna see WWE wrestlers be in the ring. And with the UFC, I would not say in the octagon, but you probably see them, in the stand, and then you see the commentary shout them out. Oh, this is Brock Lesnar from WWE. This is Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes, all these guys from WWE. So you're gonna probably
Yeah,
see that back and forth between both
yeah,
of them, man.
yeah.
But
We can't forget. We can't forget. It all started when Ken Shamrock moved over. Yeah, I just about yeah. It all started when Ken Shamrock and Dan Silverson both moved over, and I think it was a gateway for people like Ronda Rousey to come in and several other MMA fighters.
let me just throw this in here,
Hmm.
right? I remember back with this article that I read was that it was during like 1993 that Vince McMahon wanted to buy the UFC. Now, when you fast forward together, now they both merged together. That's crazy.
Hmm. Because remember, the originally it was owned by the Gracie family, but because what happened was that a lot of these military guys were getting these fights and getting beat up, and at the time, because they were originally in Arizona for a long time, because of at the time the senator, the late John, um, God, I forgot his name. He ran for President Obama. I know his name. They called him the Maverick. John, God, his name's back in my head. He died a while back, but I know his name. He put in a thing where in which that there had to be more weight classes and stuff like that, and that's why the Gracie sold out to Dana White and the Fatitas
Yep.
because they didn't want to go that way. It was supposed to be like a American version of the Kumite, and it was just a show for the Gracies for Horace Gracie to show off his BJJ. But when they were bringing in, you know, when God, what's his name? When they changed those rules, and he had to see he wanted to because he didn't want to go with those new rules. And then they bring USADA in, and then that's why Brock left it because he wouldn't be past those USADA tests. You know, he'd be flunking. But it's just
Yeah.
we just gotta wait and see, brother. Gotta wait and see. But like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not
Like I
gonna.
said. Yeah. Go
Hmm?
ahead, brother.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we just gotta wait and see what's gonna happen from France. We're gonna have a shit show, or we may have something spectacular. It's all up to the writers and the producers.
Well, like I said, I think that they're gonna do a crossover between both the promotions.
Hmm. You probably see like WUFC fighters in the audience. Like you might see somebody like remember that time who was it? Somebody was arguing with somebody and they hit him. I forgot who was that. I'm trying to remember. And I think it was a boxer. I think it was a boxer. It wasn't Mike Tyson. It was somebody. Remember when Floyd Mayweather was fighting against
A
Big
big
Show?
show.
Oh my
Yep.
God! you know, and then you see Conor McGregor fights Floyd.
I mean, like I said, don't be surprised. Conor McGregor comes out of the audience and he smacked one of the wrestlers with the chair. You know what I mean? So, like I said, don't be surprised all that happens. They're gonna
Yeah,
put
something
both
like
of them
that.
on the
Yeah, I
prospect
can see
show.
something like that happen. Yeah, Conor McGregor. It might be if they still have Sheamus on there.
Say it again.
They still have Sheamus.
Sheamus. Who's Sheamus?
You know Sheamus, the Irish dude with the red hair,
Oh, the
who has
Irish.
yeah with the
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. He's still there. He's
That's
still
gonna be the
there.
gateway. That's gonna be the gateway. Sheamus and see he's actually Irish. Colin's Irish, and also the man. Well, I don't call never call female the man. What's the she's Irish too.
Oh, Becky,
Becky Lynch.
Seth's
Yeah,
wife. Yeah,
yeah,
Seth's
yeah.
wife.
So it's gonna be either Becky or Sheamus. Is gonna be the gateway for Connor.
It was funny though if you look at it, because Conor McGregor, he was taking shots at some of these. There were some of these. He was taking shots at some of these wrestlers. Mostly was Randy Orton. And
Hmm.
actually, I read in my news feed that Conor McGregor is actually taking shots at Paul Heyman. You know what I mean? And like Paul Heyman responded saying something like, "Oh, you don't want to get on Roman Reigns' bad side." You know what I mean? So it's already started. So like I said, don't be surprised you see Conor McGregor, in the WWE ring, man.
I won't be
Hitting
surprised. Like
somebody with chairs and shit. And so
say he might do a thing like with him, Becky, and Sheamus say the Irish are in the house, something like that. Some stupid shit like that. Knowing him, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but it's
well,
just
we'll
like I
see,
said,
man.
yeah. Well, XA man, I really appreciate you for coming through, brother. And thank you. I hope like I said, I hope everything's going well with you, brother. I wanted, I wish I can do more. I truly do. I truly do because I can understand what you're going through. I've been through it myself. But like I said, keep your head up, keep moving on. Good things are happening to you around the corner. Sometimes you have to go through a lot. And this is one of my favorite quotes. Young James, why do we fall? Because we learn to pick ourselves up. That's from Batman Begins. Had to get you.
Yeah, but like I said, man, once I get my permanent home, everything should be fine after that, man.
Okay, and we do get that address. I want to see your care package. You send it to me, and I'll send it to you as soon as I can. It'll be some stuff you can need or use. I do it for ladies. I do interviews with when I do some ladies I do interviews with because I like to help some people out as much as I can because I get to some benefits and stuff like that. And I don't use all the stuff I need. I just use some stuff here and there, and the rest of it just be wasted. And I lose it, but I use it every month. But anything you need from me, brother, I got you. I got you.
No problem, brother. Thank you, man.
All
And
right.
I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat room for stopping by, man.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
like I
like I
said,
said,
stay tuned. We got more coming.
yeah. Anyway, like I said, I have to thank my man KL, the Wanderer, Raheem Hamilton, our Arm Lover, all y'all who listen to this live stream. If like I said, in the comment, if you can leave something in the comment sections later, if you can watch the video and give your thoughts on why you feel like your thoughts on this whole WCW WWE UFC merger. It's crazy because remember back in the day, Vince was buying everybody out. He bought ECW, bought out WCW. I mean, he was on the verge of buying UFC, but he's a servant to somebody else. I mean, I don't know how you been a boss so long. How now you gotta, it must have been something. Somebody must have been doing something wrong. But it's Vince. It's all on Vince. And no matter what you say, I'm gonna defend my man's X is right. Triple H was doing some good work. He was. And now I think now it seems like it's gonna be all messed up.
Yep.
Hmm. So anyway, like I said, man, XA, thank you for coming through and giving me your thoughts, especially being a wrestling fan. It's good to talk wrestling with a wrestling fan. I don't get to do it too often because I do a lot of my content on bodybuilding. Get some stuff on in May now and then, but I don't get too often to do a little flashback to back in the days of wrestling. When you used to, like Hulk Hogan said, like eat your vitamins, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, and just drink your milk.
Crazy, man.
Oh, you didn't know that? That's why I have to joke.
Oh, I know that. Yo, it's crazy.
You need somebody to represent that part of you that what doesn't, make you stranger, makes you stronger.
All right, George, I'm gonna head out, brother, man. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for the everybody in the chat room for stopping by, man. Stay tuned.
Actually,
More
this
because
I'm
my
gonna
brother
say,
George has a lot of content coming to the channel, man. Show support, man. And like I
yeah,
said, if you guys wanted to, like I said, donate to my lost cause, man, I really would appreciate it. It's in the chat. In the chat and description, if you want to donate, it's up to you guys. But I will appreciate it very much, man.
he Exe, like I said again, this is from another from the like when Jim Gordon said to Batman, he says, "I forgot to thank you." And he said, "Exe, you don't ever have to. You owe me no thanks. You don't ever have to thank me." I'm getting all wishy eyed. I'm sorry, man. God. Okay, but like I said, man,
All
thank you
right,
for coming
guys. I'll
through.
see you guys later on. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. And good luck. Anyway, folks, if you want to help out XA, I left his GoFundMe in the comment section. Also, his Cash App. With GoFundMe, the thing with GoFundMe is that they take a percentage out of the money. I told him to go a little higher in his GoFundMe just in case, because we take a percentage. His Cash App, it goes directly to him. He can use it for whatever he needs right then and now. So if the Cash App or GoFundMe, either one is good. But you can use any help, especially right now. He's like doesn't have a home, but once you get a place, we're gonna have him on again and we talk about it. But like I said, I have to thank my man Raheem Hamilton. Yes, I pick on you, brother, but hey, it's cool. You don't pick on you. And also my man KL and also Arm Lover. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. And thank you out there, all y'all. And also again, good luck to my man XA. Good luck to everybody. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. And I'm gonna say this. This is your man, aka all the way George Page, aka Emperor of Wrestling Talk and MMA Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I'm out.